All right, guys. So now that you've downloaded the ebook, the link building, the SEO link building guide for SEO agencies 2018 update, you are just that much closer to really figuring out what link building is all about. You know, what are the specific strategies that have worked over the years for me to build high quality links from some of these websites that we talked about, like Forbes, Inc., and Entrepreneur. And last, the ad that you saw, I kind of taught you guys a little bit about the psychology and the kind of like the general tactics of how to build these kind of links. But you know, there are nitty-gritty details about link building, you know, and if you're looking at it from the SEO standpoint and not just a PR standpoint, you do want the links from Inc. You do want a backlink from Forbes and Entrepreneur, because it's gonna skyrocket your website's domain authority, its traffic, you know, just overall its authority on the web. And so instead of teaching you guys everything in one video, what I'm gonna do is basically cover a couple of, you know, to kind of tell you the topics that will be covered in the videos, training videos below this video. I think it'll be below the video. And there I'm going to go a little bit further into detail on each of these topics that I'm going to point to here. So basically in the 3 training videos that you see below, you're going to learn a couple of important things about how to pitch. And when I say pitch, meaning like how to actually craft a story, like how do you reach out to an editor and to a freelance columnist and like what does that process look like? Do you email them? Do you call them on the phone? Do you show up at their door and knock on the door and say, hey man, I want to write for your website? You know, so we're going to cover a little bit about how to pitch, what platforms to use, who to pitch to, how should you craft your email outreach, like how do you follow up? All that kind of stuff will be covered in the first video. The second video, I think, I don't know which order they're going to be in, so the next video is going to talk about how to actually write a story for your brand, your company, your startup, whatever, your personal brand that actually sells. And not just selling as in like sells a product, but sells to people, right? You want your story to resonate with the people that read it. It should inspire them. They should be encouraged and inspired by the mission that your company, that your brand stands for. And same thing is going to happen when you pitch to an editor or to a columnist. Is if they're not sold on your story, if they don't think that you're newsworthy and that you're doing something amazing out there, they're not going to want to cover your story. They're not going to want to let you write for some of these big name publications. So that video is going to really cover in depth on how to tell a story that actually sells. The next video, the third video, will cover how to build relationships with editors. And we talked a little bit about that. If you watch, you know, you came through this through an ad. In the ad video that you watched, I gave some basic tips on building, you know, I kind of went into the reasons for why you should build relationships with editors and how much that can, you know, make your life easy when it comes to actually being able to write for some of these publications or to get into some of these major publications. But in this video, I'm going to go further in depth and break down for you guys exactly how to build those relationships, what strategies to use, you know, like I said, what platforms to use, how should you, you know, reach out to these editors, who should you reach out to, how do you find their contact information, once you reach out to them, what should you say, how should you say it, when should you follow up, and ultimately, how do you build a relationship with that person to the point where you're actually writing for some of these other big name publications, or you get your brand and your name associated and mentioned in some of these major publications, as well as build high quality authoritative backlinks to your website. So watch the videos. I promise you it won't be wasting your time. Watch the videos, pay really close attention, turn off your cell phones and all this kind of stuff when you're watching. Just really pay attention, and I promise you will get something from these videos, and it will not be a waste of your time if you're wondering like, wow, what's this video gonna cover? I'm telling you this right now. Watch the videos, okay? Just watch it.